Hey everyone. These days, everybody is watching the microchip race. Every week, you see headlines like China is catching up with chips, or new local Chinese GPUs, or like new, more AI fabrics, or domestic alternatives. And yeah, that chips matter, and it matters a lot. But almost nobody says the boring part out loud. To run those chips, you need electricity, and a lot of electricity. Hi, I'm Andrew Zubko. I've been building AI for real business since way before the ChatGPT hype. So let's get into it. And when you look at electricity, the race looks completely different. In 2025, China generated around 10,000 terawatt hours of electricity, when US and Europe together generated around 7,000 terawatt of hours. So China is not a little ahead. China is around 40% higher than US and European Union combined. And the gap was growing for decades, not just last year. So it's structural. Why I think this is important? Because AI is moving from cool demos to industrial scale compute. Training big models, running inference, running edge AI agents, running enterprise workloads. This is not a laptop thing, okay? This is data centers, real hardware, real power. And power is becoming the bottleneck. There is a number that sounds boring, but it's crazy. IEA expects that data centers' electricity use will more than double by 2030. And that's like close to whole Japan level consumption, just for data centers. And AI is the biggest driver of that growth. So if you want to win AI, you don't only need smart researchers and good chips. You need to be able to feed the servers. And here's the part people in the West don't like to hear. Even if you have money, even if you have GPUs, you still need to connect them to the grid. And grid is slow in the West. In Europe, even big players say grid connection can take up to 7 years. But building the data center can take like 2 years. You see the difference? So you can finish a building, but then you wait years just to get enough power. That mismatch is brutal. And it turns AI scaling into infrastructure problem, not only tech problem. Now, back to China. China's advantage is not only they generate more electricity. It's also they are building power system fast, very fast. They are adding huge amount of solar and wind power, like record volumes. They also build batteries, grid equipment, transmission lines, and it's all at scale. And when they decide we need these, they can move faster with less friction. So if you think about this, it's very simple. More electricity available, faster build out, more ability to plug in big loads. That means more ability to run compute at scale for AI. Now, I'm not saying China wins and end of story, okay? There are real constraints too, of course. One big is like energy mix in China. China still uses a lot of coal, and coal gives them energy security, but it's also dirty and politically sensitive globally. And as a constraint, advanced chips are still a bottleneck, and in different ways, okay? So it's not a free win. But my point is, people underestimate electricity as the strategic long-term weapon in AI. We talk about chips like it's the whole game, but chips without power are just expensive piece of metal. Let me put it in a practical way. Imagine you are a company, okay? And you want to scale your AI product. You need GPUs, you need data center, you need people and megawatts. And if you can't get megawatts quickly and cheaply, you move slower than your competitors. And your costs go up, your timelines stretch, okay? And this is where the gap matters, because it's not only who has the best model, it's who can run it cheaper, longer, and at bigger volume at scale. And I think next few years will look like this. Compute will follow electricity, not only talent, not only capital. Real compute will move to places where power is available and connection is fast. So, second, cost gap will grow. If one region has cheap, stable power, then they can run more inference, train more, iterate faster. That becomes product advantage. And then industrial AI will be the real battlefield, not only chatbots or AI agents. Factories, robotics, this needs stable power and big compute. And China has a big base there. So my point of view is very simple. Winning AI is not only about models or chips. It's also about greed, generation, and speed to build. If you can't plug it in, you can't scale it. And if China keeps widening the electricity gap, it will matter a lot. I'm curious, what do you think, like in the next 3-5 years, what will be the bigger constraint for AI? Like chips or electricity and grid connections? Please write in comments. I really want to see what people believe more. Thank you. See you.